Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this special GIS webinar on inventory and supply chain management in the Cath Lab. I am honored to be chairing this important session where we will tackle a topic that often works silently in the background, yet is absolutely vital for the efficiency, safety, and success of every Cath Lab. Today's webinar will explore how to effectively manage inventory inside the Cath Lab and storeroom, including how to decide which items should be on the shelves and which should be stored separately. We will also touch on how to track and handle expiration dates and discuss best practices for organizing your stock. First, let me introduce you to our esteemed panelist, Mohammed Al-Madhaki, CVP Chairman, and Turki Al-Duhain, CVP Co-Chairman. It's a pleasure to have you with us today.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank you,
Sharifa. Thank you, Sharifa, and welcome everyone. We are honored to be with you.
Our dearest audience, please feel free to write your questions in the chat at any time, and we will be happy to pass them along to our speakers. To kick off the session, we will start with our first speaker. Madhaki, can you introduce our first speaker?
Thank you, Sharifa. Our first speaker is Mr. Abdul Latif Mohammed. He's the Cath Lab Director and Shab Teaching Hospital, Sudan. And we will discuss the Cath Lab inventory and supply chain management.
Yeah, Abdul Latif, the mic is yours.
Thank you, everyone. Good evening, everyone. It's my pleasure to be with you in this webinar. Thank you to GIS committee, Mr. Turki, Mr. Mohammed Al-Madhaki. Thank you. Special thanks to Ms. Sharifa for inviting me to join us for an elegant webinar. Now, if you allow me to share my screen.
Please.
Okay. So. My screen is okay.
Yeah, we can see your slides, Abdul Latif.
Okay. Thank you. So I go firstly. So my name is Abdul Latif Mohammed, Cath Lab's Director in Shab Teaching Hospital in Khartoum, Sudan. I will talk today with Cath Lab inventory policy. Just a little lesson from Sudan. So I have approved by officials includes my hospital, my workplace photo included during this my presentation, and also I have permission to publish the photo from the individual person has been obtained in these slides. So my agenda today, I will talk about the purpose, I have a little bit introduction, challenges in Cath Lab inventory, policy objective, and staff role and communication. So we start with purpose. The purpose of this policy of Cath Lab inventory to ensure that the right supplies are available for patient care while minimizing the cost. My introductions, why the inventory policies matters. It matters because it affects directly the patient safety, cost control, operational efficiency, regulatory compliance, and financial performance, and for sure, it had direct impact for the patient safety. For example, for the patient safety, we have ensured the right device, right products, always supplies are available, reduce the risk of delay, and then we success with the patient. For the financial performance, we have reduced unnecessary supplies and this lead to improve the lab bottom lines and optimize stock level. For cost control, we had inventory. It's important. That is the second large emphasis after the labor in the Cath lab. Efficiency management reduce the waste from the expired and unused items or products and reduce the stock costing, and that will improve the Cath lab healthy. So regulatory compliancy, yes, for sure, supports both safety and financially. It operational efficiency, for sure, we have improved the workflow and allow the team focus on the practical, on the patient care, and we have prep up safety items on times. So the challenge we face us in the Cath lab inventory is product variety and complexity, supplier management issue, expire and slow moving stock, balancing cost and care, lack of accountability and performance tracking, and for sure, technology gaps. If I talk about point by point, the product variety and complexity, so we are manage a lot of products, such like stent or balloon or whatever. So what increase inventory volumes by decrease the risk of expiration, especially for rarely used size. So how to manage the supply manage issue by we work with item and protect for resume for frequent shipment, and worker negotiations was poor, especially in our developed country. On some, if I put the Sudan is a developed country, was like economic or strict limited area country, expire and slow moving stock, we are know the lack or delay for active expirations that leads to worsening of waste, and balances cost and care difficult to us because we need to cut the cost to ensure that maintains sufficient stock flow work. So the manage, we have the balances cost, we have another issue, and how to manage the physician preference. Some physician preference item that be complicated to standardization cost and continent cohorts. So our facility to face this challenge has 4 points: structured policy, dedicated inventory staff, technology adoption, and ongoing performance. I'm not to be a liar. In our country, we have delay from the technology adoption in the inventory. We do all the manual adapt method. We didn't have the automated machine technology adoption, and that is very important. And we suggest to get him in the future. We manage that about dedicated inventory staff. Strict supplies policies was implement standardization protocol for ordering stock, how to can order, how to can use, how to ensure the consistency and control over the inventory, and reducing the waste and errors. All those by the team of dedicated inventory staff including the interventional cardiologists, we have technologists, we have the nurse, even the recovery nurse, we have the team, because the manual inventory and method, they need a lot of, we waste a lot of times, and we supposed to go on technology adaptation in the future. So ongoing performance and monitoring for optimize both patient care and financial outcome. We track performance KPI, a little bit KPI manually. We have 4 or 3 points to stock accuracy, turnover rates, manage the waste, and regular review data. And we're sure to identify all those points to identify inefficiency and drive continuous improvements. So our objective for the Cath lab inventory to ensure the patient safety, maintain the immediate available for critical supplies, and prevent use of expired and recalled products. Second point was optimize inventory level, reduce balance stock to avoid the shortage and reduce overstocking, and minimize waste and associated cost. Enhance operational efficiency, so as streamline or tracking and restocking the process to save the staff time and support smooth workflow. So point number 4 from our policy objective for the Cath lab inventory, improve financial performance, for sure, is lead the better patient outcome. to reduce unnecessary spend inventory, aligned to perhaps or actual usage for preventing inventory and loss of expiration, by support regularity compliance to enable accurate documentation and trackability for all the device. As I mentioned before, we use in all entire country, we use manual methods. So enable data-driven to decisions. We collect data manually. So if you have, it's different between Cath lab and Cath lab in another country. If you want to have the automated inventory method, use the real-time data and reporting to forecast needs, manage the trend, and continuously improve the inventory practice. So our staff communication in the Cath lab inventory management, we have the key of staff rules. We have the Cath lab managers. It's directed with the inventory technician or specialist. We have the clinical staff, nurse and technologists also. Everyone who has spent his inventory manually, then we're signing and then with ordering from inside our store. We have equipment equivalent and we have store managers. Our key for communication strategy to reduce overstock in our staff, establish clear channel for sharing inventory update, hold a regular meeting. We have regular meeting and feedback session to address the issue and sharing insights and propose to improvements. And we have provide ongoing training on inventory protocols and protect handling and technology used to reduce error and ensure consistency, faster collaboration between clinical, administrative, and supply chain teams to align inventory practice with clinical needs and organization goal. This is our team. I think a lot of your Cath lab, you can use house automated inventory slides. It could help reduce the time, but unfortunately, we do all these criteria, all these steps by manual steps. Took a lot of times, took a lot of work. So we worked for that for several years. And this is a chain of international strategy for supply chain optimization, waste reduction and recycling, negotiation and vendors management. We have a very large point in this one because we serve all facility for cardiovascular disease. We serve the patient for free. From the stent, from the entering the ER, outing from the follow-up, including the follow-up medication after 3 months. All those criteria was free. So we try to help our government by reduce the cost of inventory and proper manually handling of the inventory in our Cath lab in Sudan. So those who is manage our Cath lab inventory, we have directive from our government, Minister of Government of Health. Then we have Sudan National Cardiac Centers. So we have also the NIPS of Pharmacological, National Medical Fund suppliers, and we have Anibas Reich of Sudan. This is my place and how to take inventory. Those people will make a difference in our country in the last 4 years. On the left screen, she's Honored Prof. Noor Kurdufani. She's the first initiated the Cath lab in Sudan 25 years ago. We have now the recent of chain of cardiovascular training, inventory, everything, Professor Salah Al-Basha. Those of the upper right screen, our staff, was technologists and nurses in the Cath lab. All those is in the leader position now. Dr. Ahmed Ali Suleiman, inventory chain management in our hospitals. And the inventory and reduce the cost. We are present a lot of thoughts in Kenya in 2014. And we discuss about how to reduce the cost and how the collaboration between the undeveloped country about exchange the items. We exchange the item from a lot of income country. And those are our technicians and nurses, all those, the inventory leads the Cath lab in Sudan. My private home message, well-structured Cath lab inventory policy isn't just about managing supplies. It is about ensure The right product is available at the right time, maximizing the operational efficiency, minimize the waste, and ultimately enhance patient outcome. Smart inventory management means better care, reduce the cost, and seamless procedures. Thank you, and I hope that I'm not taking a lot of time. Thank you.
Thank you, Abdulatif, for that insightful presentation. Mohammed, I have a question for you. Do you follow the same inventory management policy in your cath lab as Abdulatif described?
It's quite a bit different in terms of the manual. We do have a system where we enter the supplies once it's received in the cath lab to get entered in the system, and then it shows in your inventory page. And once we use things in the cath lab, we usually scan them or enter the code number, and then 90% of our supplies, they get depleted automatically. And we do, we run like a quick daily inventory on things that was used to make sure that they were depleted by the system automatically. But in terms of the process, I believe it's the same process. It's the only thing helping you here if you have like an automated system that, you know, sometimes eliminate the human mistakes and make the work a little bit faster.
Thank you, Mohammed, for sharing your practice. Turki, can you check if there is any questions from the audience? We can deliver them to Abdulatif.
I have a question from my side to Mr. Abdulatif. There is no question from the audience. Mr. Abdulatif, thank you for your nice presentation. I really enjoy it, and I learned some from it. Thank you so much, first of all. And my concern or my question for you, are you setting up a target number for each item? Are you, let's say you have, GL4, 6 French catheter. Are you setting an exact number that it should be always in your shelf? Are you doing this strategy? And you put as well a reorder for whenever you reach time that this is the time you have to reorder it. Are you doing that in your cath lab?
Yes, thank you, Turku, for your question. Thank you so much. Yes, we have in our cath lab, we have 24/7 cath lab running. So we have weekly checks the shelf every Thursday. Yes, I do have every items separated into the cath lab, catheters, stents, balloon, even the medications. And we checked daily. This is why the head of the cath lab will check. So I'm going to check. I came early and we going the late one. So I check every day about the items. Is I have ensure a lot of number of the catheters. That's okay for the week. We have consumed by the week 150 to 250. There's a difference between months and months. And yes, we have separated store. Yeah.
Yeah. You have Excel sheet, you are doing that through Excel sheet, counting your items, or you are doing that in practice that you are looking what you have every day, or you are depending on counting in daily process?
So we have Excel sheets, but we're doing that manually, if you believe that.
Okay.
Because our procedure are free from the government. So I must report daily after end of the list, whatever the list, 20 patient, 27 patient, I have the record all the shelf, what we used, and stickers was stick. Then I send him early morning before they start the next day to the manager office. Daily we do that, if you believe. It's very hard job, but what we can do.
It's true. It's too hard to work manually, especially how many patients you are doing per month?
Actually, per days, we have 24/7. We have initiated the primary PCI since 2013. So daily we have 14 to 20 patients.
14, yeah.
Yeah,
It's so hard to work. Yeah, it's
yes,
so hard.
we have adults, just we are the adult cardiologists. We do some electrophysiology just like the device, but the ablation is another center in Sudan Heart Center. But we have 3 cath lab, 1 cath lab for the cardiac device. We use a CRT, ICD, pacemaker. We didn't use the loop a lot of. We depend on the Holter machine, but we do a lot of the cardiac device. And in the valve procedures, we didn't initiate the TAF yet, but we have T-Shack, if you know the T-Shack balloon for the pulmonary artery, and we have aorto valve blast, and we have a lot of the PTMC, especially the pregnant women. There are a lot of cases. We can do 5, 4, 6 cases per day. Pregnant ladies with PTMC, the mitral valve demonstratory balloon.
Amazing.
Yes. Yeah.
Abdulatif,
I've got-
there is, Turkey, go ahead. Turkey, do you have
there is
any
one.
comment?
There is just a question from the audience. How much time you are taking to do counting for your items daily in daily process? You are taking, let's say, half an hour or more or less. This is a question from audience.
I spoke
To Mr.
frankly.
Abdulatif.
If you didn't get the help from our colleague in the cath lab, so I can stay 2 days at the cath lab. So after the finish, to all my colleague, everyone who has to go to shelf, someone for the catheter, someone for the stent, and also with our technologist. So I do at least 1 hour daily before and after they start our daily practice. In the end start, I came early, and after they finish the list, we do the inventory. It took 1 hour, 1.5 hours at least daily.
Okay. Thank you. So at this time, let's move on to our next speaker, and we will get back to the questions for later for the sake of time. Turkey, can you kindly introduce our second speaker?
Okay. Our second speaker, she's from South Africa, Miss Maggie. She's in charge of supply chain management and consignment stock control. Miss Maggie, floor is yours, please. Can you show us the slides for Miss Maggie, please?
Maggie,
Yes,
the
I'm
mic is
ready.
yours. Yeah.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good
Can I get on?
evening.
Good evening, everybody. As you said, I'm
Good
Maggie
evening.
Peterson. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you,
Yes.
Maggie.
All right. So as I said, I'm Maggie Peterson from Cape Town, working in a state hospital, managing the cath lab for 26 years already. And I'm just waiting for the slideshow. Managing the cath lab for 26 years already. And as I said, as a manager, I manage the supply chain management as well as the consignment stock, control the consignment stock and manage it. Can you second slide, please? Okay, so my key performance as a unit manager is financial management. During the tender process, myself as the unit manager and the director of cath lab, we go up to the Department of Health to manage, everything goes according to the financial policies. We participate in planning, organizing, and monitoring the objective of standard care to supply standard care by our subordinates like our nurses, techs, rats, as well as the whole multidisciplinary team to manage, coordinate, and maintain high standards of care, plan, organize, supervise, and monitor activities regarding patient care. Next slide. Like the tender, I'll explain to you as soon as I get to the process, I will explain to you how I operate within the cath lab. Like the tender process, as I explained, is go to head office, the relevant parties The involved with this process are the unit managers, the cath lab unit managers, and the cath lab directors. And all successful bids are advertised in our government tender bulletin. Yes. Like the process of consignment stock, as my colleague said earlier, like I'm also that one that's early on duty. 6 o'clock, I'm on the ball. What happened like the previous day is like, as I told Mohammed, we do like 17 to 21 cases per day. The reason for that is because we've got 2 cath labs running at the same time. 2 registered nurses on both sides, with a cardiologist, with a technologist, and with a radiographer. So it's like quick, on the table, off the table, quick. So we finish about 21 cases a day. So like in the morning when I come on duty, as I said, 6 o'clock, first thing as I go through the slides, I show you the D notes and what I do with the D notes before I do the ordering. So theatre determined during procedure what is needed informs the system. So like as I said, it differs from discipline to discipline, from hospital to hospital, from state hospital to private hospital. So the supplier stock stored at the hospital within a locked cupboard. I'll go to the slides and explain to that. And that is the unit manager's responsibility to ensure all stock are safe. As I will explain to you, like the cupboards is like within the cath lab. So everything gets locked after the day. The night staff come in, whether they called out for emergency cases, they come in, they unlock, and they make sure it's locked again before they leave. Because everything in the cath lab is locked. Nobody can come in, only the cath lab staff who can come in with their scanners. And they are accountable for whatever happened during that time. So the supply stock is used from the cupboard. As I explained, the delivery notes on it. The stock items used on patients are recorded in a book. So I've got like my PCI book where everything that was used on the patient is put into that book with a G note number. And that's for my personal, because I am the one who's doing all the ordering. I am accountable for that ordering of that stock so that the different companies whose stock it is get paid accordingly. As I said, that the delivery notice is attached to the prosthesis form. Then it's like from when I hand it in, I go up to procurement, like I go up personally, hand over to them, because the financial committee, they sit on a Thursday and they go through all of that orders, whether it's like orthopedics, cath lab, they go through all, give permission, and they give us G notes, not G notes, like order notes, like with the order number on it. And that order number that was created, the order, that order note I give to the company, they invoice it and they get paid accordingly. Next slide. So this is what I said about the cupboards. This is just a one wall. It's not, this is just a cupboard, but it's like a whole wall with cupboards, and this is just a sign of the stock. And this is to ensure that the cupboards are locked all the time. Next slide. Next slide. Can I give it to you? And as I said, we not only use one company stock, because as I explained to you people, each and everybody's anatomy differs. You must have all sizes available, because when you're in the cath lab and the patient is on the table, you can't still hunt for stock. It must be ready, it must be at hand to use on the patient while they're busy with the coronaries. Like this is on the left side is like the G note that comes with a balloon or with a stent. So that D note number I put on my prosthesis form, as you can see on the right-hand side. Jan just typed there. Yeah, I put that D note on my prosthesis form. Prosthesis form. Next slide. And this is my book. So as soon as I get like my order numbers, just show the red one, Jan. As soon as I get my order numbers, I put it to each and every product in that book, the red one at the bottom, empty. I put it in this book. So if I want to hunt and follow up, I can just go back to my book and go accordingly and query accordingly, and whether it's outstanding and speak to and hurry up for them to, because the company needs to get paid for their products that was used. Next one. Okay, so this is the order number. This is the form that the procurement people give me. You can see on the right-hand side in the corner, there's an empty number. That's the order number. So each and every company, whatever was used, invoice on that order number, I take it back to procurement and financial management, and the companies get paid accordingly. Next. And this is my general stock, like within my cath lab, like stock that you need to order on a monthly basis, because your cath lab must be filled with stock all the time. And the monthly stock is like your guiding catheters, your diagnostic catheters, your radial sheets, your J-tip wires, your ordinary femoral wires, like all of that. And that's important for you as a unit manager, as I explained to you people. It's important for you as a unit manager to make sure that stock is like in the cupboards and it's refilled all the time. And if you see you run out, you make an urgent request for more stock, because you are accountable to ensure pure and safe running, like within your cath lab. Next one. Next one. Okay, so this is just like stats, as I explained to you people, stats of how many patients we do per year. As I explained earlier, we do like over 2,000 patients. That's now including your PCIs, your pacemakers, your structural heart procedures. So PCI patients for last year was 1,731. But that's not all of them, that's just the PCI. Out of that, we use like 1,308 balloons and 946 stents. Like the balloons is much more because it's pre-dilation and post-dilation balloons. That's why it's much more. But that's like a yearly, as I said, the yearly PCI patients we do. And as the structural heart procedures are separately, and that's also consignment stock that needs to be ordered whenever it's used. It needs to be ordered, like as I said, the very next day I put the orders through to get it running, because I don't want companies to wait for their money and companies to wait to get paid by our state hospital. As I said, the structural heart procedures is like your mitral valvuloplasties, your aorta valvuloplasties, your TAVIs, your PFOs, your ISDs, your pacemakers, ICD, dual chambers, VVI, whatever. That's all the add-ons to fill up that 200 or 2,000 plus patients. And my motto in life is the way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. And as I said, my motto is like, you get a fish, and if the fish's head is rotten, then the whole body rots. And my goal in life is only one way, and it's the right way. And that's why my subordinates are following me. Absolutely. They listen to me, and that's important. Even the big cardiologists, if Maggie Peterson spoke to them, they listen to me. So this is my hospital. We are on the 8th floor of this hospital. And if you're on the 8th floor and you look out by the window, you see this one of the 7 wonders of the world. And that's Table Mountain. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you, Maggie. Thank you, Maggie. Yeah, Turkey. You can comment.
Thank you. Yeah, it sounds lovely. The last slide, I really love the view. So that's the view for us. It's field. We cannot see anything outside. So thank you so much. It was very nice slides, and I really enjoy it. I've got a question for you, Ms. Maggie, regarding seems to be all of your items under consignment. Am I right?
No,
All
like
the material
it's only
seems to be.
my balloons, stent structural heart products, the pacemakers, that's consignment stock. But my basic stock, like my guiding catheters, my diagnostic catheters, my wires, my sheets, radial sheets, because we do like 99 radial procedures. It's only problem cases we do femoral cases. So my femoral sheets and all that basic stuff, like my syringes, like that stuff I order on a monthly basis from my inventory. So I must make sure all my stock is available in the cupboard when it's needed.
So that will drive me to ask this will drive me to ask you a question regarding consignment.
Yeah.
Do you think there is a disadvantage of having consignment deal with the companies? I believe the price will be higher. You will give a chance to the company to come in your cath lab. Do you think will be affecting your workflow, or you find it is fine?
To be honest,
and the cost would be higher. Yeah.
Yeah, like in the state hospital, the cost is less than for the private hospital. So that's why we have the stock on consignment. As we use it, we order and the companies get paid accordingly. We don't buy like balloons and stents. All the balloons and stents and structural heart products, that's on consignment. And they get ordered, and as we use them, ordered, and the companies get paid accordingly.
What about the price? Is it higher the price, or is the same price? If you get it as a consignment, will be the same as you are buying and purchasing directly?
It's the same. The price is the same. Yeah.
The same.
Yeah. That's why I say that.
Same.
Yeah, that's the same.
Ms. Maggie, I have 2 questions for you.
Yes, I'll listen.
The first question is about the way we run the same thing. We run a consignment for mostly more than 90% for our product. But I want to know about the way you do consignment, because you said you order things, you call the rep to bring them, and then they get paid, right?
No.
Tell me about the process. How
the thing is the thing is we've got different company stock in our cupboards, right? And the companies, as the stock is used, they come and refill them. And because I must actually tell you this exciting news, in the Western Cape Town area, we've got 19 cath labs. 2 of them is state hospital, and the others are, the one is the pediatric hospital with its own cardiology department, and the others are all private practices. So whatever is happening, like the stock in my cupboard don't expire, because the companies come on a regular basis and exchange the stock where it's used the most or where it's needed the most. So because the stock don't expire. That's the movement, and it's very successful here by us.
Yeah, we do the same thing. My question was now, for example, if you want to order something, like let's assume that you are in a new cath lab in South Africa and I want to do consignment. So the first thing you do, you issue a PR to the vendor, or what's the first step? Because I'll tell you about our practice. So we issue a PR, a consignment PR. So the vendor received it. He brings the item to the hospital. He doesn't get paid for nothing. Okay, that product will stay in the shelves till it gets used. Once it gets used, the vendor will get paid. And then we because they are under consignment agreement, so we are issuing consignment. A consignment PO, and automatically consignment PO will be issued. This is our basically our process. But in your process, is it the same way I have explained, or do you have a different way of ordering the item? It's the same way, huh?
It's exactly the same. As I explained, as the stock is ordered, I take it up to procurement, financial committee sits. They give me the order number, the note, I give it to them, to the company invoice, and they get paid accordingly.
Okay.
So I think our setup is the same.
Yeah, I think so. I have my second question is, you talked about used supplies during a procedure, and you were putting an order number next to them, right? You said, what is
Yeah.
this order number? And
It's
how this works
like-
for each item? For example, usually, you know, sometimes in long cases, you open, you know, many wires, many balloons. Is it like one order, or for each item there is an order number?
Like each product comes with a D note. So
Okay.
that product is, I put that product like a sticker in my book with a D note that was attached to that product, right?
D
So
note, you mean delivery note?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's how I order. And for each order, I'm going to get an empty number, that red numbers, an empty number that I put in my book, although I give the order to the rep or the medical representative to invoice, to pay. I've got records, like in my book. If I want to follow up, then I know exactly where to go. And what's also important, if I picked up in my booklet, I wait very long for an empty number or order number, I go to procurement with my book and I tell them, I'm awaiting this order number, please do your work. The company needs to get paid. Does that make sense, Mohammed?
It makes sense, and I love the golden book that you have. You know, it sounds like it's a golden book.
That's my proud. Yes, I'm proud of that book.
Thank you.
That's
Ms.
my
Maggie.
life.
Thank you very much. And by the way,
Thank
I've
you.
been in that area. You know, I've been in Cape Town and I visited that area. It's a beautiful place.
You must come. You will enjoy it.
Totally
You must
agree.
come.
Thank you.
And Sharifa.
Sure, it will be
Thank
my
you, Miss
pleasure.
Maggie.
Thank you, Ms. Maggie. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So at this time, we have to move to our last speaker for the sake of time. Madhaki, can you kindly introduce our last speaker to the audience?
Sure. So our next speaker is Mohammed Al-Hanai from Oman, and he will talk about inventory management at Oman Hospital. Welcome aboard, Mohammed, and the show is yours. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear panelists, dear audience, good evening. It's a pleasure to be a part of this wonderful webinar. And today I'm going to share my experience first of all, I will introduce myself. My name is Mohammed Al-Hanai. I am a Cath lab technologist in Sultan Qaboos University Hospital in Sultanate of Oman. My talk will be about inventory management in our Cath lab. So in my presentation, I will go through the importance of effective inventory management in the Cath lab or in the hospital overall. Then I'll talk about the ordering workflow, storage workflow, expiration, and waste. So inventory system is important in any hospital, and the effective inventory management system improve the overall performance of the hospital, and it also maintain the patient safety and quality care, ensure the availability of all stuff that operator needs, and avoid overstocking, minimizing expired items, and optimize your annual budget. So with an effective inventory system, we can easily track any expired items or recall items. We can make sure that we have the all items without having an overstocking in the lab. Also with other steps, which I'm going to talk about later, how we can minimize the expired items in the lab. In my hospital, I will talk about the ordering workflow in my hospital, in the Cath lab exactly. We have 3 reports in my lab. One is the daily consumption report, monthly consumption report, and stock status reports. I'll show them later. So based on these reports, which we go through, we can prepare our annual order, which is once we cover most of the items in that tender. And from that tender also, we go for something we call call of order, especially for stents, balloons, guiding catheters, diagnostic catheters, those items which has sizes. So we make the delivery in lots. We divided it in 2 to 3 lots per year, so we can manage the sizes, and we make sure that we have all available sizes over the year. We have a lease contract, which we used it to order the medical equipment against the consumables. And recently, we started our consignment contract for structural items. And soon, inshallah, we'll issue a consignment contract for stents and balloons as well. So in these slides, I will show you our daily consumption report, how it works. So I have taken an example for the diagnostic catheters here. Okay, so by end of the day, one of our technologists will enter the used consumables every day, and by the end of month, we will have the total consumption of each item and what is the available balance by end of that month, and we will start again the same process for next month. And this is an Excel sheet. So we do this on daily practice. On monthly practice, we have the list of all items as well, and how many we used in January up to December, and what is the total consumption of our items, each individual items for this year, and what is the available balance by end of each year. And here, what we call a stock status report. And here we shows the quantity available of each item and what is the category. Is it a fast moving, slow moving, non-moving? And we have the expiry date of each items. So the techs who is in the lab knows if there is any expired items nearly going to be expired, so he or she gave the priority to use that items if possible. So with all of these reports, we prepared our order, or we called it reorder form. And this is the way that we create our reorder form. I put the item code, description, what is the maximum quantity I can have it in my lab, and what is the reorder level, the current balance, and the required quantity for next year, let's say, and what is the shelf life, usually a shelf life, and what are the lots that we need these items to be delivered on. So the importance of reorder level, this reorder level, we check it every year if we need to increase this reorder level or not. What is the meaning of reorder level? I think all of you knows, but to make it clear, once we reach, let's say, semi-compliant bulk 500 numbers, so I can order that item. So based on this, we make our order. And in case any items did not reach the reorder level, we can make it later and go ahead with those items which already reached the reorder level. And this form, we send it to our medical supply directorate, then it goes to financial for approval, then it goes to procurement and tender, floating to the vendors, then they provide their quotations, we do the evaluation, and then we issued our local purchase order. So this is the way we order our majority of items. It's an annual order. There is a code of order for some items, which has sizes, and there is a consignment order, which I'm going to take about it later. Here I'm moving to storage workflow. in our hospital, we have a 3-store area or storage area for cath lab. One of them a main store, which is a little bit far away from our lab, and we keep the items which need more space there, and we order it weekly basis. And we have a sub-store nearby the lab. We keep it for structural and EB and pediatric, because we don't do this procedure every day. And the lab store, we keep it for the common items, which is stents, balloons, covered stents, whatever, which is daily uses. In each store, we have like a checklist. So in this checklist, we have the quantity, we have the item description, we have the available quantity, and whatever we used of that quantity, we subtract. And this checklist is keep updating every day or every week. Every 3 months, we check it. Sometimes if there is any mistake, we check it physically, especially in the main store, because main store is covered by different staff, not the cath lab staff. So if there is any change, let's say 2 or 3 months, we go there and we check it physically to make sure that our stock is right and our counting is true. Also, receiving area, we divided our stock to 2 categories, direct and stock, and we decide where to keep it. There is a clear label for in each store. What is the item code? What is the description? And also in the store, what is the expiry date of each? And when they arrange the stock, they keep it in a way so they can issue the early expire first. Also, while we are receiving our items, we make sure if there's any items with a short shelf life, there is a warranty letter. We can replace it later on if it got expired in the lab. So recently we moved from our manual system of stock entry to an electronic entry system. And it makes a lot of difference in our practice and in our order as well. We have in the lab 2 systems, a manual system, which is a daily consumable logbook, which is entered in Excel sheet, and daily and monthly report, as I showed you in previous slides. And this system has a high input errors, because by end of the day, it's manually entry, so the chance of having an error is still there. And we have now 2 electronic systems. One of them, it's an internal system, which is within our hospital, and we called it Edges. In this system, we are using the barcode reader to receive our items and to dispense our items. And the benefit of this system, sorry, we have another system which is external. I will talk later about it. So I will show you the manual system. This is the logbook, how it looks like. There is a patient sticker, and we stick a sticker of each items against the patient. And later on, by end of the day, one of our techs who's coming at afternoon, he goes and enter the data of each items in the Excel sheet. Edge's electronic system, it's a system which is using a barcode to feed the system of all available items that we have, and we dispense to each patient by using the barcode reader as well. We started this system last year, January 2024, and Alhamdulillah, we successfully added all items that previously was in the lab and the newly items to the system. So the system fully have the data of all cath lab items right now. And we start dispensing few items, and hopefully by end of June, inshallah, we hope we cover all our items, dispensing all of our items by using this system. And the good things in this system, it's linked to the patient file. So whenever we need any information about items used for any individual patient, we can go by the number of the patient, and we will get the whole report. What are the items used, which brand, what is the expiry, what is the serial number, what is the lot number. So all of this information will be easily saved in the system, and easily also we can track it if there is any required information for any patient. The other the other electronic inventory management system, we installed this system also last year, but it's not functional yet. But we already started the process to use it. And the good things in this system, it takes above to 150 items, and it's very secure, very safe, and easy access. And it's used the fingerprint. So the user cannot use the cupboard or unlock the cupboard unless he or she use the fingerprint. So we know who used the items and to which patient it's been used. And also this system will be connected to our hospital information system, and easily we can know what items used for each individual patients.
But can you conclude for the sake of time?
Sure, 2 more slides.
We ran out
So
time. Okay.
expired items, we suffered a lot of expired items, and most of the items got expired in our lab is stents and balloons. Initially, we will have an agreement with the vendors that they exchange any nearly by expired items 6 months before the expiry. Later on, vendors looks like did not be able to do that. So we start exchanging items with other hospitals in the country whenever it is possible to make sure that we don't have long list of expiry. And I believe consignment contract for both structural and stents balloons will help a lot in this matter. Take home message: if you have an effective inventory system, it helps you a lot to improve your performance, patient safety and quality care, optimizing of budget, improvement of clinical satisfaction in the lab, and minimizing of expired items. This is all. Thanks a lot for your attention. And if there's any question, you are more than welcome.
Thank you, Mohammed, for sharing your practice in Oman Cath Lab. And I'd like to thank Mohammed Madhaki for choosing this crucial topic. You made us go back. I never thought I would be curious about this subject, really. You made me go back to our Cath Lab and visit our storeroom, the main storeroom, for the first time. So before we wrap up, I'd like to share our storeroom. Please have a look. So this is our storeroom, and this is our inventory setup. And I like to share with you our take-home message. Slide. So our key messages for today's session: accurate inventory tracking reduces waste, prevents shortage, and ensures readiness for procedures. Customizing inventory practices to local needs ensures better resource utilization. Well-managed storerooms contribute directly to patient safety and cost control. Any comments from the speakers or panelists? If we still have time, we can take questions. Okay, then, so it's time to say goodbye. Thank you to our great speakers and esteemed panelists for your valuable contributions. And thank you for our dearest audience for being with us today. It's a pleasure to have you with us. Until we have you to our next webinar, have a good night.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Sharifa. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
I also just want to say thank you to everybody for joining your team. I really enjoyed it. It was like second nature. It just kicks in and we're going forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Magda.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sharifa, Mohammed, and Turkey for giving us a chance to present in this webinar.
Thank you, Mohammed.